really wanted to get out so bad about you and Mendeecees. And I got the screenshot and I'm about to post them. Because Mendeecees was like, oh, her wife, her husband don't want.
The Love and Hip Hop Atlanta universe has seen fights, scandals, and betrayals that shook reality TV to its core. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what just exploded between Yandi and Mendeecees. Viewers thought they had seen it all when Yandi held her man down through prison, stood tall against countless rumors, and even fought off castmates questioning her loyalty. But now, the unthinkable has happened. The man she's called her partner for over a decade, the man she's defended time and time again, is at the center of a shocking secret marriage scandal. And this time, the alleged bride is none other than Angie, the woman fans have quietly suspected was too close for far too long. Cameras caught Yandi in tears, shaking, unable to speak. While whispers about courthouse documents and leaked photos of a smiling Angie in a white dress flooded social media, fans are going insane, calling this the most heartbreaking betrayal in Love and Hip Hop history. But here's the twist. Insiders claim producers already knew and kept it hidden for the perfect season-ending bombshell. So the question is, did Mendeecees really walk down the aisle behind Yandi's back? Or is this the most dangerous setup in reality TV yet? From the very beginning, Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris were portrayed as the ultimate love and hip-hop power couple. Their storyline wasn't just about romance, it was about resilience, sacrifice, and survival. Yandi stood tall when Mendeecees went to prison, raising their kids, holding down the business, and keeping the family name alive while cameras rolled and the world judged. Fans admired her loyalty. They saw her as the ride-or-die queen, the woman who would never fold under pressure. Every reunion special, every cast fight, every scandal that tried to break her, Yandi kept her composure. And through it all, she insisted that her bond with Mendeecees was unshakable. But behind the scenes, cracks were already forming. For years, whispers followed them, rumors of infidelity, shady business deals, and Mendeecees being less committed than Yandi portrayed. Still, she defended him, saying loyalty meant standing by your man no matter what. And that's why this latest twist has fans stunned. After everything she gave, everything she endured, Mendeecees allegedly blindsided her with the ultimate betrayal, secretly marrying another woman. Angie. Who is Angie, and how did she even end up in this tangled mess? At first, Angie's name surfaced in whispers. Fans spotted cryptic posts, blurry screenshots, and alleged late-night rendezvous. Most people brushed it off as another manufactured LHHATL storyline. But insiders claim Angie wasn't just a fling, she was allegedly a married woman herself who somehow became the centerpiece of Mendeecees' secret life. If true, it wasn't just cheating. It was scandal on scandal, betrayal stacked on betrayal. What makes this so explosive is the contrast. Yandi has always been seen as the stronghold of loyalty in the franchise, the one who set an example of what it means to hold down your partner. She wasn't messy like Carly Red, reckless like Erica Mena, or chaotic like Chrissy and Rock. Yandi's brand was respectability. And now the world is watching that image shatter in real time as she breaks down in tears over Mendeecees allegedly tying the knot with another woman in WA. A secret social media is dissecting every piece of this drama. Some fans say they always suspected Mendeecees wasn't fully loyal. Others are outraged on Yandi's behalf, pointing out how she sacrificed years of her life for a man who couldn't give her the same respect back. The betrayal feels deeper because it doesn't just hit Yandi, undermines every woman who's ever stood by her partner and believed loyalty would pay off. But here's where the story gets darker. Some insiders allege that producers of Love and Hip Hop may have known about the alleged secret marriage long before the news broke. Imagine that the cameras following Yandi, watching her defend her marriage, while in the background they're holding on to receipts that could destroy her world. If true, it raises the question, was this all a setup for ratings? Was Yandi sacrificed for storylines while Mendeecees played a double life? The timing is no coincidence either. Yandi has been locked in feuds with Rashida, Kirk, and Jasmine Washington drama that already had her emotionally stretched thin. To have this secret marriage scandal erupt now almost feels orchestrated, as though someone waited for the moment when Yandy was weakest to unleash the most humiliating betrayal. And while fans debate Angie's role, her silence only fuels the fire. Some claim she's an opportunist, stepping into Yandy's shoes and enjoying the perks of Mendeecees' lifestyle. Others believe she's a pawn, caught in a twisted game she didn't fully understand. Regardless, her name is trending alongside Yandy's, and the comparisons are brutal. Memes, hashtags, and reaction videos are flooding TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The betrayal isn't just personal, it's public, messy, and amplified to the highest degree. The world isn't just watching Yandy cry, they're analyzing her every move. From her trembling voice in IG Lives to the cryptic captions she's been posting since the story leaked. Some fans are urging her to leave him once and for all. Others are clinging to hope that maybe this is just a misunderstanding. But with screenshots, receipts, and insiders speaking out, the evidence feels impossible to deny. This is the backdrop to the biggest betrayal in love and hip-hop history. Yandy's years of loyalty versus Mendeecees' alleged secret vows to another woman. The foundation of their brand, their family, and their storyline has cracked wide open. And the question everyone is asking is chilling: how long has this been going on? And how much more is still hidden? The calm before the storm never lasts long in the world of love and hip-hop. And for Yandy Smith, that storm arrived like a lightning bolt. What started as whispers in the shadows suddenly erupted into a full-blown scandal when screenshots, cryptic posts, and insider leaks began circulating online. And these weren't your average vague rumors. These were the kind of receipts that could shake the foundation of a marriage. The first twist hit when fans discovered private messages allegedly between Mendeecees and Angie. One leaked screenshot showed him supposedly telling her, "Don't worry, everything is on my terms now. Nobody will ever know." That one line alone sent fans spiraling. If true, it suggested a premeditated plan, not just cheating, but carefully orchestrating a secret relationship while Yandy held down the public image of a loyal marriage. But it didn't stop there. Social media detectives, the self-appointed FBI of Instagram and TikTok, started piecing together clues. They spotted matching jewelry bracelets Mendeecees and Angie both wore in separate photos. They noticed cryptic captions like "New Beginnings." Same soul on Angie's feed that coincidentally lined up with a week Mendeecees was supposedly on. Business. Even a blurry photo of a late-night dinner surfaced, showing what looked like Mendeecees in the background, with a woman who fans now believe was Angie. The more fans dug, the worse it looked. Some claimed there were even whispers of a secret ceremony. Yes, the twist that turned this from betrayal into outright humiliation. Rumors that Mendeecees had allegedly married Angie in secret. And if that wasn't wild enough, here's where the drama doubled down. Angie was reportedly married herself. That revelation turned the entire saga into a scandal so messy it could fuel an entire season of reality TV on its own. A married man allegedly marrying a married woman in secret. The audacity was so outrageous, even veteran love and hip-hop fans couldn't believe it. Memes exploded. TikToks reenacted the drama. Twitter threads dissected every angle like it was a true crime investigation. Meanwhile, Yandi was left to face the fallout. Sources close to her say she broke down in tears the moment she realized the rumors weren't just idle gossip. Insiders claim she discovered the truth not through a private confession from Mendeecees, but through leaked receipts sent directly to her phone by someone who wanted her to know. Imagine the devastation learning your supposed life partner, the man you defended for years, may have betrayed you in the most public way possible. And here's where the twist cuts even deeper. Love and hip-hop producers allegedly knew something was going on all along. One insider claimed they were waiting for the right moment to drop the bombshell on camera. They wanted Yandy's real reaction, raw tears, everything for the storyline. If that's true, It means Yandi wasn't just betrayed by him. Mendeecees may have been betrayed by the very platform she trusted to tell her story. The scandal doesn't just live in screenshots and rumors, it's also wrapped up in timing. At the very moment, Yandi was already locked in battles with Rashida, Jasmine Washington, and even Carly Reed. This news surfaced. Some fans believe the timing wasn't a coincidence at all, but rather a calculated move to maximize drama. Imagine juggling feuds with cast members only to find out your husband has allegedly tied the knot with someone else behind your back. The betrayal hit harder because of Yandi's history. She wasn't just a casual girlfriend. She was the one who held him down during his prison sentence. Raising their family and enduring public judgment alone, she poured years of her life into proving her loyalty, and now that loyalty has allegedly been repaid with humiliation. Fans can't stop repeating the same line. How do you go from ride or die queen to crying in front of the whole world? Queen to crying in front of the whole world. But as shocking as all this is, here comes the first real twist. Angie's silence may not last much longer. Insiders say she's considering speaking out, either through a tell-all interview or a carefully crafted social media post. If Angie confirms the marriage rumors, the fallout will be catastrophic, not just for Yandi's image, but for the entire Love and Hip Hop franchise. Producers thrive on drama, but even they may not be prepared for the chaos a confirmed secret marriage would unleash. And while Angie's silence fuels speculation, Mendeecees' alleged behavior speaks volumes. According to insiders, he wasn't just sneaking around, he was allegedly showering Angie with gifts, expensive dinners, and even trips. One source described it as, he treated her like royalty while Yandi was home fighting wars on every front. That narrative only deepens the wound, making it feel like Yandi was not just betrayed emotionally, but robbed of the same respect she gave him. The final kicker of this twist is how quickly fans turned the scandal into a movement. Hashtags like hashtag Justice for Yandi, hashtag Mendeecees exposed, and hashtag Angie, the HOMEWRECKER, trended across Twitter. TikTok creators dramatized the betrayal with skits, while Instagram gossip pages flooded timelines with every new rumor. Yandi's pain had gone viral, and the world was watching with popcorn in hand. So now the stage is set. Yandi isn't just facing a cheating scandal, she's at the center of a double life revelation that could permanently fracture her image, her family, and her place on Love and Hip Hop, and with Angie possibly preparing to break her silence. The next chapter threatens to be even messier than anyone imagined. Because if this is just the beginning, what else is waiting to be exposed? If you thought the leaked screenshots and whispers were the peak of this scandal, think again, because what came next blew the roof off the entire situation. Just when fans were still catching their breath from the alleged secret marriage bombshell, new receipts dropped that made the betrayal even more shocking, more layered, and downright unthinkable. The escalation began when a popular gossip blog released what they claimed was exclusive footage of Mendeecees and Angie together at a private resort. The video, grainy but damning, showed a man resembling Mendeecees holding Angie's hand as they walked through a candlelit dinner setup. The blog captioned it, "If this isn't a honeymoon, then what is it?" Within minutes, the footage went viral, setting social media ablaze. But the shocking reveal didn't stop at blurry vacation clips. No, the internet went into overdrive when an alleged marriage certificate surfaced online. Fans swore they saw Mendeecees' name next to Angie's, with a suspiciously recent date stamped on the document. Though unverified, the image spread like wildfire, shared in group chats, retweeted thousands of times, and dissected by fans desperate to confirm the worst. One tweet summed up the chaos perfectly. Yandi held it down all these years, and this is her reward: a secret wedding. Adding fuel to the fire, Angie herself posted a cryptic Instagram story around the same time. It showed her wearing a sparkling ring, her caption reading simply, "New chapter. Same heart." Though she never mentioned Mendeecees by name, fans instantly connected the dots. flooding her comments with accusations of being the other woman and demanding answers. Meanwhile, Yandy's emotional breakdown became public in real time. According to insiders, she found out about the alleged certificate the same way fans did through social media. One source close to her claimed she collapsed in tears during filming, unable to believe what she was seeing. They said producers captured every raw moment, with Yandy screaming, "How could he do this to me?" After everything. That footage, if it airs, could go down as one of the most heartbreaking moments in love and hip-hop history. The shocking reveal hit even harder when a second twist emerged. Angie, the woman at the center of this storm, was reportedly still married herself. Fans uncovered old Facebook photos of her with a man believed to be her husband, sparking rumors that this wasn't just infidelity, it was bigamy. Betrayal and chaos on a whole other level. Memes exploded overnight, side by side. Pictures of Yandi crying and Angie smiling with the caption, "Loyalty versus audacity." Industry insiders also chimed in, with whispers that Angie might be leveraging the scandal for her own benefit. One insider alleged this isn't just love, this is about power, money, and positioning. Angie knew exactly what she was doing. That theory sent conspiracy threads into overdrive, with fans speculating that Mendeecees' alleged marriage was less about romance and more about building a secret empire. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping reveal came when a close friend of Yandi allegedly leaked private DMs where Mendeecees appeared to downplay his marriage to Yandi. In one alleged message, he reportedly told Angie Yandi is for the cameras. "You're for my life." That single sentence shattered fans' perception of their once-beloved couple. The man who once promised Yandi forever was allegedly telling another woman she was the real one. Social media exploded with fury. One fan wrote, "So Yandi was a storyline and Angie is the endgame. This is the coldest betrayal I've ever seen." Others begged Yandi to leave immediately, posting messages like, "Sis, you don't deserve this circus. Walk away and let him drown in his own mess." At the same time, Love and hip-hop producers were allegedly salivating over the ratings gold. Rumors swirled that they were already cutting trailers featuring Yandi's tears and Angie's cryptic posts. Insiders claim producers were planning to make this scandal the centerpiece of the next season, knowing fans would tune in by the millions. Some even whispered that cameras had secretly followed Angie for weeks, preparing for this very reveal. The escalation also drew in other cast members, each with their own hot take. Carly Red allegedly called the situation karma. Rashida supposedly warned Yandi, "Men like that don't change." Even Jasmine Washington, who has her own messy history with Kirk Frost, jumped into the fray, shading Mendeecees with a tweet. Some men just love embarrassing their queens. And then came the ultimate cliffhanger. An alleged recording leaked online of Mendeecees' voice, talking about how he felt trapped in his marriage with Yandi. The audio, though unconfirmed, was enough to convince fans he had been planning his escape for months. If the recording is real, it changes everything, painting Mendeecees not as impulsive, but as calculating. The escalation left fans with more questions than answers. Did Mendeecees really marry Angie in secret? Was Angie still legally married herself? Did Yandi truly mean nothing more than a storyline to him? And most importantly, what would Yandi do next? Because now the shocking reveal had gone beyond betrayal. It had turned into a public spectacle that could destroy reputations, end marriages, and completely rewrite the history of love and hip-hop. If you thought the alleged secret wedding bombshell was the climax, the public's reaction proved that this was only the beginning. Because once the story hit mainstream gossip outlets, social media turned into a wildfire of outrage, disbelief, and chaos almost instantly. Hashtags like #JusticeForYandy, #Mendeecees exposed, and #Angie the other wife began trending worldwide. Twitter was a battlefield, with fans unleashing thread after thread exposing alleged screenshots, timelines, and receipts that painted Mendeecees as a master manipulator. One viral tweet read, "Yandi stood by him through prison, through public humiliation, through everything. And this is how he repays her. By marrying someone else in secret. Nah, this is unforgivable." That single post racked up over 200,000 likes and hours. Instagram was no kinder. Fan pages flooded Yandy's comments with support, calling her a queen, a warrior, and urging her to walk away for good. Memes flooded timelines. One side-by-side photo showed Yandi in tears with the caption, "Loyalty looks like this." Next to a photo of Angie flashing her ring with audacity looks like this. The meme spread like wildfire, turning into the defining image of the scandal. TikTok creators also jumped into the drama, reenacting Yandy's breakdown, splicing it with clips of Mendeecees' past interviews where he swore loyalty. One viral TikTok with over 10 million views simply captioned, "The lies were always there. It wasn't just entertainment anymore, it was a digital trial," with millions of fans acting as judge and jury. But while fans showed empathy for Yandi, the industry reaction was brutal. According to insiders, several of Mendeecees' business partners began pulling back quietly. One brand allegedly halted negotiations for a collaboration, fearing the scandal's fallout. Another insider claimed sponsors don't want to be associated with betrayal. This isn't just drama, it's bad for business. And then came the cast reactions. Carly Red wasted no time, going live and saying, "This is why you can't trust nobody in this industry. Men will smile in your face, then marry another woman behind your back." Rashida, who has dealt with her own marital scandals, allegedly texted Yandi privately but then dropped a cryptic IG story. "Loyalty doesn't mean the same to everybody. Protect your peace, sis." And let's not forget Jasmine Washington, the longtime troublemaker in the love and hip-hop universe, reportedly threw shade in the most savage way possible. Tweeting, "Imagine thinking you the wife when you really just..." Storyline, fans immediately speculated that Jasmine was mocking Yandy's alleged role as the public wife while Angie was the real one. The backlash against Jasmine was swift, with many calling her out for being insensitive to Yandy's pain. Meanwhile, the love and hip-hop producers allegedly smelled ratings gold. According to an insider leak, producers were already planning to center the entire next season around the scandal, framing Yandy's emotional breakdown as the emotional centerpiece. One source claimed, "They're editing everything around this. Angie might even get screen time if she's willing to appear. This isn't just a scandal, it's a storyline that could carry the franchise for years." But while the industry was plotting, the fans weren't done dragging Mendeecees. Old clips resurfaced of him praising Yandi, promising her loyalty, and vowing never to betray her. Those videos now looked like cruel irony. One resurfaced interview where he said, "Yandi is my everything," was shared with the caption, "You're everything until Angie shows up." The hypocrisy had fans fuming, as if that wasn't enough. New rumors began to swirl that Angie herself was preparing to tell her side. Allegedly, she was in talks with a major podcast to sit down and reveal how her relationship with Mendeecees began. That single whisper sent the internet into chaos, with fans predicting she would paint herself as the victim. Memes exploded with captions like, "Not Angie playing the victim when she's the other wife." The fallout reached such heights that even celebrities outside the love and hip-hop circle weighed in. Tamar Braxton allegedly tweeted, "Women like Yandi deserve better. Period." Cardi B dropped a cryptic post with a side-eye emoji and the words, "Loyalty is rare these days," which fans instantly tied to the scandal. Even 50 Cent, never one to miss messy drama, posted a meme on Instagram mocking Mendeecees with the caption, "Homie wild in for real? SMH." But the real dagger came from fans who began speculating that Yandi might finally leave love and hip-hop altogether. With her breakdown captured on camera and her reputation as the loyal ride-or-die wife now shattered, some wondered if she would quit to rebuild her life privately. Others, however, demanded that she stay and confront Angie face-to-face on screen. One fan put it best: "We don't just want closure, we want cameras rolling when Yandy and Angie finally meet." By this point, public reaction had evolved from sympathy into obsession. Fans weren't just gossiping, they were investigating. Whole Twitter threads mapped out alleged timelines of Mendeecees' double life. Reddit forums speculated on the legal consequences of Angie still being married. And YouTube bloggers released hour-long breakdowns analyzing every leaked screenshot, every cryptic post, and every emotional reaction. The industry fallout also deepened when whispers emerged that VH1 execs were nervous. While the scandal promised ratings, they also feared backlash for airing Yandy's pain to Raleigh. Some insiders claimed execs debated whether to tone down the storyline or double down for maximum impact. Either way, one thing was clear: the scandal had turned love and hip-hop into the most talked-about show of the year. And through it all, Yandy remained silent, at least publicly. That silence only made fans more desperate for her next move. Would she post a tearful video? Would she file for divorce? Would she drag Mendeecees live on Instagram? Every hour without an update felt like torture to fans glued to their phones, waiting for the next twist in the saga. By now, the public wasn't just reacting, they were demanding resolution. They wanted answers, they wanted confrontations, and they wanted to see whether Yandi would rise from the ashes or crumble under the weight of betrayal. But little did they know, the real twist was still coming. If Part 4 showed the storm starting, Part 5 is where that storm turns into a full-blown hurricane. Because once the dust settled from the alleged secret wedding bombshell, the fallout reached far beyond fans and gossip blogs. This scandal bled into the industry, the cast, and even celebrity circles that had nothing to do with love and hip-hop. The fan reaction grew louder and more intense by the hour. It wasn't just sympathy posts anymore, it was petitions, boycotts, and full-scale online movements. One Change.org petition titled "Justice for Yandi" dropped Mendeecees from VH1, collected over 50,000 signatures in just 48 hours. Fans were not playing, they wanted consequences, not just apologies. Some went so far as to demand VH1 release an official statement on whether they condoned broadcasting a man accused of betraying his wife so publicly. The silence from the network only made the fury grow. On Twitter, X, the threads became investigative files. Entire timelines were laid out when Mendeecees was allegedly spotted in different cities, what hotels Angie had been tagged near, and how Yandy's posts lined up with the rumors. A viral thread labeled "The Double Life of Mendeecees" pieced together alleged dates, receipts, and blurry paparazzi shots, racking up over 1 million views in 24 hours. It read less like gossip and more like a court case. Fans weren't just talking, they were prosecuting. Meanwhile, Instagram Live turned into a digital courtroom. Carly Red jumped on live with Erica Mena, the two sipping wine while discussing how men always embarrass women who hold them down. At one point, Carly said, "Yandi been protecting him for years. She made him who he is, and this is the thanks she gets." Erica nodded, adding fuel. This is what happens when women ignore the red flags. You get humiliated in 4K. That clip alone went viral across blogs, spawning headlines about whether Erica was truly defending Yandi or throwing shade at her for sticking around too long. But perhaps the most surprising twist came from Rashida, who has famously stood by Kirk through his own cheating scandals. Instead of siding with Mendeecees, she allegedly texted Yandi privately and then posted a cryptic Instagram story. There's loyalty, and then there's stupidity. Know the difference. Fans were stunned, immediately debating whether Rashida had just drawn a line between her own marriage and Yandy's. Then came the industry backlash. According to sources, at least 2 major brands who had partnered with Mendeecees pulled out of endorsement deals. A sneaker collab and a liquor sponsorship were reportedly put on pause, with one insider claiming, "Nobody wants their product associated with a cheater." Husband who embarrassed his wife in front of millions. This wasn't just messy drama anymore, it was costing real money. And in the middle of all this chaos, Angie herself became the most hated woman on the internet. Her alleged social media accounts were bombarded with angry comments calling her a homewrecker, the other wife, and worse. Fans were digging into her past, pulling up old photos, and speculating about her motives. Some claimed she was chasing clout. Others insisted she was after money. While a small handful argued that she was simply another pawn in Mendeecees' alleged lies. But the majority didn't care. They wanted her dragged. Adding to the fire, bloggers and YouTubers seized the moment. Every gossip channel had their exclusive angle. Leaked DMIs, alleged audio recordings, anonymous insider stories. One YouTube blogger claimed to have screenshots of Mendeecees promising Angie, "Don't worry, Yandi will never know. You're my real wife now." Whether true or fake, the internet ate it up. Reaction videos and TikTok edits of Yandi crying in past episodes began circulating, painting her as the eternal ride or die who was played the worst. Even celebrities outside the LHH circle couldn't resist. Tamar Braxton allegedly tweeted, "Sis, put yourself first. Don't let a man who don't respect vows define your worth." 50 Cent, known for clowning reality stars, dropped a meme of Mendeecees photoshopped in a tux with the caption, "Damn, homie got 2 wives and still can't keep one loyal." That post alone racked up nearly 1 million likes. But the most shocking reaction of all? According to insiders, VH1 producers are secretly debating whether to bring Angie onto the show. One alleged leak claimed, "They know it'll break the internet if Yandi and Angie come face to face on camera." It's the kind of scandal that could save ratings for years. The possibility sparked outrage among fans, with many arguing it would be exploitative of Yandi's pain. Still, others admitted they'd tune in without hesitation. And then came the whispers that this wasn't just about betrayal, it might turn into a legal war. Rumors swirled that Yandi had already spoken to lawyers, not only about divorce, but about assets, custody, and potential business entanglements. Allegedly, contracts tied to love and hip-hop. Endorsements and shared properties could all be up for negotiation if she moved forward legally. Fans began speculating about whether this would turn into the most expensive love and hip-hop breakup in history. As fans, cast, and industry figures tore into Mendeecees, the silence from Yandi only grew louder. Every hour without a statement, every post without a caption, felt like an eternity. Fans were begging her to go live, to tell her side, to reclaim her voice. And yet, she stayed quiet, letting the storm rage on around her. That silence only made the speculation worse. The reactions weren't just messy, they were monumental. Social media wasn't just watching. It was driving the scandal, shaping the narrative. And still, one question lingered like a dark cloud. What happens when Yandi finally speaks? Because if the reactions are this explosive without her voice, imagine the chaos once she breaks her silence. Just when everyone thought this scandal couldn't possibly get messier. The final twist landed like a thunderbolt hand. It wasn't Yandi Mendeecees or even Angie who dropped it. It was a leak. A shocking, grainy video clip that surfaced online overnight, allegedly showing Mendeecees and Angie together at what appeared to be a private ceremony. The video was only 30 seconds long, but it was enough to set the internet on fire. The footage showed a dimly lit room, a handful of people clapping, and what looked like Mendeecees sliding a ring onto Angie's finger. The audio was muffled, but one voice could be heard saying, "By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife." Within minutes of hitting Twitter and Instagram, the clip had gone viral. Fans didn't even wait for confirmation. They declared it the smoking gun. But here's where the story takes a shocking turn. According to insiders close to VH1 production, the video might not have been leaked by a random fan, may have been released by someone inside the cast. Allegedly, one producer told a blogger that video didn't come from a stranger's phone. Somebody close to them wanted it out. This was deliberate immediately. Speculation ran wild. Who would want to sabotage Mendeecees and Angie like this? Was it Yandi herself, finally breaking her silence in the most savage way possible? Or was it another cast member feeding the flames to ensure this storyline stays front and center for ratings? As the leak spread, the internet lost its mind. Memes flooded timelines. Edits of Yandy's past, tearful confessions on the show were spliced side by side with the leaked clip. Fans cried, "This is the ultimate betrayal. How could he do her like this after everything?" Hashtags like #justice for Yandi, #Mendeecees mess, and #to wives scandal trended simultaneously, creating a digital tsunami of outrage. And then Yandi finally broke her silence. But not with a live, not with an interview. Instead, she posted a single Instagram story, black screen, white text. It read, "When the truth comes to light, the lies crumble. God got me." Within seconds, screenshots of the post were everywhere. Fans flooded her comments with love, encouragement, and vows to stand by her. Some begged her to leave Mendeecees immediately. Others promised to boycott the show if producers tried to spin the scandal in his favor. Meanwhile, Angie seemed to double down. Just hours after the leak, she allegedly posted a cryptic photo, her left hand holding a champagne glass, a diamond ring visible on her finger. The caption, "Unbothered, #new beginnings," double quotes. The post exploded with comments, half demanding answers. Did this mean the leaked video was real? Was she flaunting the marriage? Or was she trolling the internet to fuel the chaos even further? Behind the scenes, insiders whispered that VH1 executives were in panic mode. The scandal had reached a point where ignoring it was no longer an option. Ratings were spiking, but so was public outrage. One alleged leak claimed they're debating cutting scenes, reshooting confessional interviews, maybe even doing a reunion episode mid-season just to address this. The drama is too big to contain. In other words, this wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was becoming the backbone of the entire season. And, just when fans thought they had seen it all, another alleged twist emerged. According to unverified reports, Angie wasn't just a random woman who swooped into Mendeecees' life. She allegedly had ties to someone else in the Love and hip-hop cast. Whispers suggested that Angie had once been linked to a supporting cast member, raising suspicions that her connection to Mendeecees wasn't just about love, but revenge, clout, or even long-buried beef. If true, this wouldn't just be a betrayal of Yandi, would be a betrayal of the entire cast. The speculations spiraled out of control. Blogs began publishing wild theories. Was Angie planted by producers? Was Mendeecees set up? Was the wedding even legal? Fans dissected the leaked video frame by frame, zooming in on details, analyzing rings, comparing outfits, and even trying to match the voices in the background. It was like a global detective mission fueled by heartbreak, betrayal, and raw curiosity. But here's the kicker. As all this unfolded, one final whisper sent chills down the fan base. According to one insider, Yandi had already filmed a sit-down confessional where she addressed the betrayal head-to-head. It was allegedly so raw, so emotional that producers were debating whether it was too real to air. One source said she broke down like never before. This wasn't reality TV crying. This was a woman gutted by betrayal, by humiliation, by the man she loved. If they air it, it'll break the internet. So now the world waits. Will that confessional air? Will Yandi finally take back her power in front of millions? Will Mendeecees attempt to defend himself? Or will he let the silence bury him? And will Angie continue to stoke the flames? Or will she vanish into the shadows now that the backlash has hit boiling point? The truth is, we don't know. But one thing is certain. This scandal has rewritten the entire love and hip-hop landscape. The lines between storyline and reality have blurred beyond recognition. And the next episode isn't just TV, it's history in the making. Because when the queen breaks down in tears, the kingdom will never be the same again. And trust me, the next chapter is coming. And there you have it, one of the most heartbreaking and jaw-dropping scandals we've seen unfold in love and hip-hop history. Yandi, the woman who held everything down, who sacrificed, who stood by her man through the darkest times, now left in tears while Mendeecees allegedly lives a double life with Angie. The leaked video. The cryptic posts, the rumors of a secret wedding. This isn't just drama. This is betrayal at its highest level, and the world is watching every second of it. But here's the question that nobody can stop asking: what happens next? Will Yandi finally put herself first and walk away? Or will she forgive and somehow salvage what's left of this marriage? And what about Angie? Was she a pawn in all of this? Or does she know exactly what she's doing? Could Mendeecees even try to spin this into something redeemable? Or has his reputation been permanently destroyed? The fans are already taking sides. The hashtags are trending, and the story is only getting bigger by the day. One thing is certain: this isn't the end of the scandal. If anything, we're just scratching the surface. And the next reveal could change everything we thought we knew. So now it's over to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Yandi, Team Angie? Or do you think Mendeecees is playing both sides for clout? Smash that like button if you're shocked by these revelations. Hit subscribe if you don't want to miss the next wild update. And turn on your notifications because, trust me, the next twist in this story is already on the way. This drama isn't slowing down anytime soon, so stay tuned.